Welcome to Gotham Music School's Rockschool acoustic debut technical stuff. So we're going to do some cool stuff today that we need to know for our debut exams. So let's kick off with the ear tests. We're going to do a little bit of the Melodic Recall. So the Melodic Recall, I'm going to play you two notes. And this is what will happen in the exam as well. You'll hear two notes. And you just need to say if the second note is higher or lower than the first. Okay? All right, let's make a start. So here we go. Here's the first note. And here's the second note. Right, first note again. And the second note. Is that higher or lower? Second note, higher or lower? All right. Next note. Let's do it again. Here we go. And the second note. All right. Here we go again. So is that second note higher or lower? Have a think about it. It is, of course, higher. Both been higher so far. All right, next one. Here we go. Is this note higher or lower? The second note, higher or lower than the first one? Here we go. Ooh, bit of an unusual sounding one, that one. Is the second note higher or lower? Once again, it's higher. So let's do one more. And then the second note. First note again. And the second note. Okay. So that one was lower, wasn't it? All right. That's all we need to worry about for the Melodic Recall. Is the second note higher or lower? All right, you'll hear it twice in the exam, and you just need to decide whether you think the second note is higher or lower. Nice and easy, right? Okay, excellent. Let's have a little look at something else. So, another thing in the exam you need to do is to be able to identify some different notes. And the two notes you need to be able to identify at this grade are just the half and quarter note values. All right. So that one is a quarter note value, usually called a crotchet in England, in the UK, right? Not just in England, in the UK, right? So that is a crotchet or a quarter note. And this one is the minim or the half note. Now, using that kind of language, the half and quarter note tends to be a bit more American, but you find it a lot in just modern music as well, whereas more traditional music will tend to use the older names, the more traditional names of minim and crotchet, okay? So in the exam, you may well be asked what that one is, all right? Or you might just be asked to point to a quarter note, which would be that one. And again, this one, as I said, that one's the half note. That comes under the general musicianship questions in the exam, when they just ask you a few quite simple questions like that, okay? But like I said, they're the only two note values you will be asked to identify in the exam. The quarter note or the crotchet, and the half note or the minim. Okay, so just make sure you're happy with those two notes as well. Okay, and another couple of things about the general musicianship questions is you'll be asked about your guitar. Right, so we need to know some of the parts of the guitar and what they're called. We should know this already. So we've got the neck. Where's the neck of your guitar? Can you point to that? Now hopefully you pointed to this long bit here, because that's right, that's the neck. Okay, And whenever I start teaching the guitar to people, I always say it reminds me of a giraffe because it's got a really long neck. And then, of course, you've got the body. And at the top, you've got the head. Okay, so they're the main bits: neck, body, and head. You'll also be asked to identify the tuning pegs or the tuning keys, which are, of course, these up here that we have to turn to tune the guitar in. All right. And you may also be asked to identify the bridge. And the bridge is just this bit at the bottom of your guitar that the strings go over. Okay, so we've got the bridge, body, neck, head, tuning keys. All right, so at this grade, that's all you're going to need to know. Right, let's move on. Let's do some other stuff from here. So I'd like to have a closer look, or just more time really spent on the acoustic riff today. So this is on page 35 in the book. And as I said, today we're all doing the technical stuff, right? So we're doing the scales, the chords, the acoustic riff, all the stuff, which I know people just don't practice enough. So I make you during this session. All right, so the acoustic riff, page 35. So what we have to do for this one, we went through this the other week as well. We're playing this. All right, they're the notes. So let's just check that again. So we've got the open 5th string. All right, open 5th string there. And then the 3rd fret on the 5th string too. And then the 2nd fret on the 4th. And then back to the 3rd on the 5th string there. All right. So we are playing 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, that's the rhythm. So we're playing 1, the and of 2, 3, and then 4. Okay, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that's the rhythm we've got. Okay. Notice in your book as well, if you're looking at your books, which hopefully you are, in the music we have got, let me just find one here. We've got one of those. If you can spot that, that is a half beat rest, okay? And that's why we're not playing on beat 2. We're resting for beat 2 and then we're playing on the and of 2. So let's just try doing that again. So let me play it one more time for you. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So let's have a go at playing that. All right, as I said, make sure you're looking at your book as well so you can follow along. Right, let's just do that bar, shall we? So 1, 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and I'll go slowly. 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay. The next bar isn't written. That's fine. Daisy's in the wrong lesson, so she should be in the next lesson, which is the Rockschool Grade 1. This is the Rockschool debut, okay? This is the first book, not the Grade 1. So that starts, let me just check the time on that one, in about half an hour. I'll just pop into my calendar a second and get you the exact time if you need it. But yeah, so the debut's first and then the Grade 1 is second. Yeah, so 4:15 if you're doing Grade 1. So if you're doing songs like Titanium and Redemption Song and Seven Nation Army, 4:15, okay? Some of the stuff's the same, but some of it's a little bit different, and the acoustic riff is different for grade 1 and the debut grade. Okay, so this is the debut grade acoustic riff. Okay, so let's just play that acoustic riff one more time before we look at the next bar, and we have to change it slightly, okay? So let's play one more time. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and 1, and 2, and 3, and 4, and... Okay, so what we have to do next in the acoustic riff, if you're looking at your book, you'll see the next bar has only got the 0 written in it. So what we're actually doing, we're having to work out what we need to play. And we are changing key. Now that sounds really complicated, but all it means is that we play the first bit using our A minor scale, all right? And then the next bit, we're using a D minor, okay? Now we don't need to know the D minor scale for this. All we actually have to do is to drop everything we're doing down one string, all right? So instead of starting on the 5th string here, we're starting on the 4th string instead. Okay, that's all we have to do. Apologies if I bounce around a bit and so on today, or if the footage is jerky because my internet connection is not good today. I'm having a few problems with lots of electronic stuff today. I think it's the weather. But yeah, you might just have to bear with me, and I will edit the video so it's better when you watch back, okay, as best I can. Okay, so what we have to do then, like I said, is play the acoustic riff and then repeat it, but just move everything down one string. Okay? And then we're back up again to where we did it first. And then back down one more time. And that's all we have to do. So when you're looking at that acoustic riff, we have to put the music into each bar. It's not written for us, okay? All right. So let's have a go at playing through that and changing from the A minor to the D minor, which is what we're doing. All right. Okay, here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and... Okay, so that's all we're actually doing. So the big takeaway from this, the big thing to remember, is that what we're doing is playing the first bar and then just dropping all of that pattern down one string and repeating it. Okay, that's all we're doing. So it might look complicated, but it's not that hard really, okay? All right, let's go through the chords. So the chords at this level are A, D, C, G, A minor, and E minor. Right, let's just check them all, shall we? So an A chord, if you can play me an A chord, that's fantastic. Have a go at doing it. And I'll show you up close if you can't remember. So an A chord, we're going to put our first finger on the 4th string, like this, on the 2nd fret. And then we're going to add the other 2 underneath it and just squish them all in there. 1 on each string like that. Okay, with the bottom string being played open. So 2nd fret on the 4th, 2nd fret on the 3rd, 2nd fret on the 2nd. So it's quite hard to squish them all in there, isn't it? Right, and then we just play 4 strings. Like that. Okay, next one is a D chord. So for the D chord, if we just move the first finger down onto the 3rd string, add the 2nd finger to the bottom, and then add the 3rd finger on that 3rd fret 2nd string. Again, 4 strings is what we're playing. Right, next is a C chord. So we're going to go onto the C note here on the 2nd string. So 1st fret 2nd string. And then for this level, we just need to add 1 more finger on that 4th string on the 2nd fret. Okay, so it's going to look like that. And that's all we need at this level. 4 strings again. Next is a G, nice and easy, we like the G. So 3rd finger on the 3rd fret on the 1st string. And next is an A minor. So an A minor is almost the same as that C we did. So that's the C, isn't it? And then for the A minor, we just add the 3rd finger there onto the 3rd string. All right, there we go. That's the A minor. Again, 5 strings this time. And then the E minor is going to be all 6 strings, so we need to use 2 fingers, both in the 2nd fret, 4th string, 5th string. All right. And then we just play, like I said, all 6 strings. All right, so there we go. They are the chords that we need, the 6 chords that we need for debut grade. So I'm going to call out a chord and you just need to then play it, all right? Because that's what's going to happen when you do the exam, if you do a face-to-face exam. If we're still in lockdown and you're doing a digital submission, you just record yourself playing the 3 songs and then that's it, okay? You don't have to worry about them calling out the chords to you. But you still need to be able to play them because we do the 3 songs in the digital submission and then we actually have to play all of the technical exercises. So if you're face-to-face, the examiner will just call out some to you, but if you're doing it in the digital submission, you want to just play each chord in order, one after the other, okay? All right, so let's do it as if we're doing face-to-face, and I'm going to call out some chords. So can you play me a G chord, please? I'm going to count to 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's what we should be playing, okay? That's the G chord. Right, let's do a D chord. Quite a tricky one. 3 fingers on the D chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. That's the D chord. Just there, like I said, it's a little bit tricky, this one, with the 3 fingers in there. Okay, next is going to be an A chord. Let's have a go at that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the A. If you've noticed, this is why I was laughing. If you've noticed, after I call the chord out, I've actually been making them myself here. So if you can't remember them, you can kind of just watch my hand. Right, let's do an A minor. A minor chord. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the E minor chord with the 2 fingers. 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. They are all the chords you need. So hopefully you're able to play them all. If you're not able to do them all just yet, or they're sounding a little bit like that, just a little bit more practice is going to be needed, okay? Make sure you're using your very fingertips every time, because that will really help. And also make sure that instead of being kind of in the middle or to the back of a fret, make sure you're near the front of the fret. You don't want to be on top of the metal fret, but you do want to be just behind it. It makes it easier to push those strings down, okay? All right. Let's move on to the scales. Now, I wanted to do the E minor pentatonic and the A minor pentatonic today because they're both pentatonic scales, right? they're kind of similar. All right, let's have a look at the E minor pentatonic, and we did this the other week as well. So let's see if you can remember it. It goes here. So you might have noticed I'm using my first finger for everything in the second fret there. My middle finger for the third fret. Okay, so I'm doing this. I'm not using just one finger for everything, okay? All right, so it's second fret on the fourth string. And then it's open on the third. And then second fret. Open on the second. Third fret. And then open bottom string. And I'm doing this reasonably quickly, I know, but we did do it last week as well, okay? So we need to make sure we're practicing these scales. So let's just do that again. Second fret on the fourth string, open on the third, and then second, open on the second string, and then third fret, and then open at the bottom. And then we come back down, so the third fret on the second string, and then off, second fret on the third, and then off, and then second on the fourth string. All right, again, make sure you're looking at your book. It will all make much more sense if you're looking at your book and you can see the tab and the numbers as I'm calling them out. Okay, let's have a play through that, shall we? So 1, 2, oh, we're just playing on the numbers, by the way, so it's just going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? All right, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay. When we do this, we need to play it to a click at 65 BPM. That means 65 beats per minute, which, if you think about it, there are 60 seconds in a minute. So it's a little bit more, just a little tiny bit more than 1 every second. Okay, so I'm going to set my click to that, which is like this, okay? And we need to play just on that click. And it takes a little bit of practice to be able to play exactly on the click. So really focus and try to make sure that each note is exactly on that click. So are you ready? We're going to do it again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3. And again. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, next scale, A minor pentatonic. Okay, so with this one, what we're going to do is start on the A note, which is just your 5th string, and then 3rd fret, and then next string down, your 4th string open, and 2nd fret, and then your 3rd string open, and then 2nd fret. So basically, if you look in your book, you will see it goes 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2. All right? 0, 3, 0, 2, 0, 2. And the notes are A, C, D, E, G, and A. All right, now remember we need to come back up as well, so we take our finger off when we get to that note. Play the G again, 3rd string, and then the 4th string with your finger on the 2nd fret, and then open, and then the 3rd fret on the 5th string, and then open. So again, for the 3rd fret I'm using that middle finger, and for the 2nd fret I'm using that 1st finger, okay? I'm not moving my hand around. Okay, right, so let's have a go at doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. And again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and again that should be played at 65 BPM. So let's get back into that click. Are we ready? So we're going to go in 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3. All right, get ready. Going to go again. Here we are. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So remember, we're not really worried about speed with this stuff. We just want to make sure the notes sound really nice, and we need to be playing on that click. You can get an app like that, which does all your clicks for you. This one is called Pro Metronome, and there are plenty out there that are just free downloads, okay? You just want a really, really basic one that will just give you a click and you can set the time on it, and they'll all be able to do that. So just get a, like I said, a nice, simple, free metronome download on your phone or device, and that'll be really worthwhile, okay? All right. So let's finish off with the C major scale, which we should all be quite comfortable with now. The C major scale, this is also at 65 BPM. Here we go. Have a quick look at your books to remember it. This is the first scale on page 34, which goes like this. All right, so here we go. Let's get the click on. And are you ready? 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And there we go. We have gone through the acoustic riff. As I said, with that one, all you need to do is you play that first bar, and then you just drop it all down one string to make it work, okay? Remember to make sure you're counting carefully, so you're playing on the 1, the and of 2, the 3 and the 4, okay? Also the chords, gone through all the chords you need. You only need those 6 chords. Just be really careful that they're sounding nice, all right? We don't really want it to be like this. Okay, so you would need to be really careful to push down with the very tips of your fingers to get a clean sound out of them. And and then we've gone through all the scales and played them at the tempo, the speed that you need them to be at for the actual exam, okay? All right. Take care, make sure you're practicing that stuff lots and lots, and I think I'll see you next week, and that will be the last one until after the half term then, when hopefully, who knows, hopefully we'll all be back in school soon. All right, take care, bye bye.